Welcome to the show with Mike and Jay. Hello, shalom, Biggie. Nice T-shirt. Jay, how are you, my friend?
Very well.
Yeah, doing all right?
Yeah.
Good. I like that shirt in white. He walked in here. I almost texted him yesterday, like, dude, whatever you do, don't wear your heroin as a great publicist T-shirt, because I'm wearing one already. He was planning on it yesterday, so he knew I wore it yesterday.
Well, now he has a gray one to
I
go
know,
with it. So.
right.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Jay found another one lying around, and that's problem is white. I'll just get dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you'll do that with any color, really.
I know, but those are easier.
White will go away. Yeah.
Mustard stains, etc.
Right.
I was shocked it didn't already have that on.
I know.
there.
I ate fast food last night in the car too. So.
Wow. Amazing.
I did pretty good.
Yeah, nice job. You're a big boy. Big boy. Jay, I know you watched the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah, a little bit. I was
Part
able
of
to
it?
catch some of it. Yep.
Yeah, what parts did you see? Do you remember like the end? Or
I saw the very end of, what was it, Roxy Music performing, and then I
Okay.
saw Radiohead, their induction.
I missed both of those.
And they didn't perform, unfortunately. They're
What's
the
up with
ones I
that?
would liked. There was only 2 of the 5 members there too.
Oh, but isn't the one guy the main guy you need
Yeah,
there?
but
He
Tom
wasn't
York
there.
wasn't there.
Tom York wasn't
No.
there. You know, they should just unless the guy's dead, they should just yank it. Fine, you don't want it? Fuck you. There's plenty of other bands that
I
do.
know. I wonder what he was doing instead of that. You know,
Probably just too cool for the room.
right?
Most of those guys,
He's
you
definitely,
know.
he's definitely one of those, right?
That's, I mean, as dumb as a lot of people think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, and it is, but, you know, it's an honor. I mean, you should go there for your peers and go
Well, what
into
about?
the hall.
I don't know much about. Some of you guys talk about him being too cool for them. I don't know if he's one of these artsy guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well, here's the
The
thing.
artsiest of fellows.
I believe he spells Tom Thom.
Oh, yes, he
Okay,
does.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you needed a hint at all.
Well, here's the thing. I have no background of how their band is. I don't know if they hate each other. I don't know the deal.
They love each other.
But
They're super tight, honestly.
Yeah.
okay, but
It's
then
like
if that's
Coldplay.
true, I think that you should, at times, there should be times when you should realize that, dude, I know I'm the front man and I got the money and the fame, but these other guys need it. You know what I mean? It would help them out if I was there.
Depends what their publishing looks like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Radiohead, 30 years in the. They're doing.
They're
Just
doing
fine.
just fine. Yeah.
They are
But
crushing it.
But maybe these other bands then. You know what I'm talking about? Some of the other
Sure,
bands
you've got
where it's
older
like-
bands that-
where it's
sure.
like the main guy is
yeah,
doing
they
fine.
need
and-
that jump start, right? It's
Yeah.
like, this is our chance to get back in,
Yeah.
people's lexicon and so forth. Come on, just show up.
Even
and
if you're
do
not going
this.
to tour,
Yeah.
it can get downloads
No,
again. and
Radiohead is
Okay.
absolutely squarely in the business right
Yeah,
now.
for sure. And they've all got theirs. Anybody that's got any sort of say in Radiohead is going to get theirs. But yeah, you do see a lot of bands. I'm trying to think was it the Zombies?
Yeah, the Zombies
and
got inducted.
You recognize some of the hits.
A couple of them, yeah.
I always wonder though when you see these bands like Def Leppard got in, and it's like there's Pete Willis in the front, and he was like a founding member with Joe Elliott, and brought Steve Clark into the band, the guitarist that died years back. But Pete was just like a writer and wrote these great songs and stuff for like the High and Dry album and Pyromania, the early shit, and then it's like he can't get his shit together, and so it's like, yeah, you're out of the band. They bring someone else in. Not, fast forward 35 years, here they are at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There he is in his talks. I haven't seen him since like
Yeah, isn't that
1982,
something?
and they're like, yeah, it's like they're pointing him out. Big part of the band was Pete Willits and whatnot. And you're like, he's not on stage with you guys. He's in his rented tux sitting there in the front. You just wonder, like,
Oh, that's brutal.
What
It's
is
like
that, dude?
The 4 prior drummers for Nirvana,
yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh man, you've had to watch this on international. The whole globe is paying attention to your band, and it's like, oh man.
Everybody's got their limit, though, like these
Yeah.
struggling bands. It's like, yeah, I think we're good, and I think, we could break through, but we've
Yeah.
been at it for how many years, and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Or whatever happens,
I-
drugs, alcohol, whatever.
Sure.
But then yeah, to have it hit, like, oh my God.
Pearl Jam 10 just before it's released to the world and becomes, I don't know, one of the biggest albums in the history of mankind. The drummer's like, guys, I just,
Not feeling this.
I got this family back home and stuff I should probably spend time with. And, good luck with your little club tour or whatever. 2 months later, Black is all over the radio. Jeremy, Alive. They're the biggest, hugest band on the planet. You're like, oh, yeah. wouldn't you just resent your fucking shitty 1-year-old at home that you were like, man, if it wasn't for you, Dick Licker, I'd be on tour of the world
Hey,
right now.
I gotta admit, I'd be lying if that philosophy didn't come into play with me personally. but,
Sure,
yeah.
of course. But wouldn't you every day that went by, you would fucking just get a little angrier at everybody.
You'd have to find peace with it very, very
Well,
quickly.
it depends on it. All depends on how your life goes, man. If you have some level of talent, like you're able to get a real job, you're like, I'm still going. But if you're, if you didn't really have any skill after that, though, like if it was like now you're just at the Barnes and Noble.
Well, the shitty thing would be if it's a Pete Best situation where allegedly he was just a really good drummer, really good guy, and fit everything, but he was too good looking for Paul and John.
So
they
That
ditched him for just uglier Ringo. And then they hit. Like that would be infuriating.
Yes.
And they don't just hit, Jay. They hit with the biggest band that's ever walked on the planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's like really assholes. I was in the
Pete
club with
Best
you all these.
example. That's a tough one.
Oh, that's tough. That's hard to swallow. I wonder how Pete felt about Joel and Paul in the long run. You know.
Yeah.
But that was back in those days where it was like, oh, John's the cute one, Paul's the handsome one, Ringo's the blah blah blah. They all had like names for him. Yeah, the funny one, the crazy one. Ooh, he's the wild one. It's like, can you imagine basing it on that? Guys, he's just too good looking. Look at him. He's not a front man. He's a drummer.
That's what they do in
he's
the
a fucking drummer, for Christ's sakes. Get him out of here.
In the K-pop that you were making fun of, I'm pretty sure they still follow that exact. Like I was telling you, they go to like schooling, and it's like this guy's gonna be this guy's gonna be this, and that's what happens.
Yeah, we've seen that play out forever. I know it's like kind of cliche to even talk about, but when dealing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I wish I could figure out whatever the pattern is.
Yeah,
that they use.
It's a bit of an unknown, isn't it?
It really is, and I wish they would just go, okay, guys, here's our formula. We don't have enough, rappers in there, so this year we're taking a rapper, and there are not enough females in there. You go, oh, okay, well at least I get it now, because it clearly doesn't have anything to do with ticket sales, album sales, because there's, I don't think Judas Priest is in there, Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper.
What I've been able to determine, artists become eligible for induction 25 years after the release of their first record. Criteria include the influence and significance of the artist's contributions to the development and perpetuation of rock and roll. So the question is, what is rock and roll
That's
then?
So like gray area, that whole thing. It's why the MC5 is in. The MC5, so many bands put them down as like a huge influence on them. And so you go, okay, there's a few MC5s out there,
But you object to like the Tupacs and things like
no,
that.
Well,
NWA.
I don't object to them being in the hall, but I thought it was just like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that you wouldn't say rock and roll.
Clearly, the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
you got funk in there and all that stuff. They're trying to just broaden it because, as discussed yesterday, music is going in so many different directions.
Yeah.
That I think you have to, right, in order to stay at all relevant. Otherwise, you just limp forward, kind of looking back to these bands that you go, oh yeah, sure. Like this slimmer sliver of society even knows or remembers them.
Yeah, that's fair. And I wasn't one of those guys that like some people like Madonna. What the fuck? Madonna's not rock and roll. It's like I get why Madonna would be in your Hall of Fame.
Well, if you're willing to do Madonna, then you should be willing to do anyone because she's as pop gets.
Yeah. That's fair. And I didn't hate Tupac or NWA going in. I wish they would just define it more like, and I guess they did in the thing you just read about influence on music and society. I forgot how good Def Leppard could be, though. Like that. I mean, I just fell out with them, and there was something about them that I didn't
whole pour some sugar on me era.
Yeah, no, I know the lyrics are tough. The lyrics are tough.
Was it Hysteria?
Hysteria.
God, man, that hit so big. That was such a huge album. It got so overplayed. It just got to the point like, stop it.
Yeah, there were
Pyromania days and all that. That was cool. But
yeah, High and Dry wasn't bad. The album before that, it was okay. There's a couple songs in there you might know. Pyromania is good, and then they got into some kind of like electronic-y. There was always kind of an electronic vibe under them, probably because the drummer lost an arm, Rick Allen, and that really is a crazy story when you think about like here you are with like the biggest album in the world, Pyromania, and the guy is taking his vet throughout wherever in Europe, flying around shit-faced on New Year's Eve, flips his vet into a ditch, and they find his arm, like the seatbelt ripped it off like at the shoulder. Oof. And a nurse finds it. And they tried to reattach it, and they sort of did at first. Sort of got it reattached, and it was like 2 days. He was like, all right, that's going to be good. And it was like, nah, I think it's dead as fuck, man. We got to pull it back off. And he was already, the first time the guys went to see him, he was like drawing up like a new electronic drum kit that he could use. With his feet, like they were like, all right,
Be
man.
patient with me, blokes.
But I thought it was years before Hysteria came out. You know, it was a long time, what with him losing his arm, you know. You can imagine he's got to relearn shit all over again. And that thing came out, you're right, exploded. But those lyrics are...
It's brutal.
You know.
I honestly, I'm not a Def Leppard fan, and I was disappointed to see their inclusion in this this Hall of Fame class.
And I understand that. I do. But, you know, seeing them play live, like they fucking were playing, man. Those guys were really live playing in that setting and doing it well. And there's some talented players, but I'm with you, dude, you know. Do you want to get rocked?
God.
Take your fucking whatever, one lump or two. Pour some sugar, and it's like, oh,
You know
just
what, though, man?
terrible lyrics.
They are. I don't even know that much about Def Leppard, but like when I went back,
I suppose it rocks
but
out
when
of
I
the
went
question.
like, but the thing is though, when I went with like Ty back in my days of like going to like we go to Greektown every fucking Saturday night to this one club. Any place I've ever gone to where the DJ's playing generic pop 40, there's always a few like that's the rap song of the night, and there's this song, and Pour
Yeah.
Some Sugar. I have heard Pour Some Sugar on Me, and I wasn't in your era.
Yeah.
Just going to Saturday nights at the bar, I
Yeah.
have heard Pour Some Sugar on Me 500 times in my life. I swear to God, every
They're
night.
hooky. I mean, they're hooky songs for sure. And I did watch it's not behind the music, but it's kind of like one of those nerd out where they take you into the studio with the masters and like, oh yeah, remember we added that? You know, the fucking organ here, you can barely hear. And they're potting shit up and down. You're hearing isolated tracks, and it's like, it really is cool to see like what went into making Hysteria and stuff like that. But
Backing up to Pyromania, though, the Eaten Glouten Globen, like they had me for a moment. I thought that shit was evil. You know, you see the video and they're in like, you know,
The
tunics
hoods.
and shit.
Yeah.
And so you think they have an edge, you know, and then they go Hysteria route, and
Yeah.
enough.
the laugh by Joe Perry at the end.
Yeah, that was great.
With the flame crackling. Oh,
Sure.
I was scared a little bit. You know, who are these guys? I wanted the British flag so bad on a tank top or on shorts like they
That
wore.
was his thing, right?
Yeah, they all did. And then the fucking ripped jeans, the Pour Some Sugar on Me video.
Yeah.
And everybody had to have the ripped jeans, the stonewashed shit. But man, you wanted to see some chicks, go to a Def Leppard show.
Yeah, if anybody right now thinks they made up ripped jeans, yeah, okay, look back to the 80s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Look at Joe Elliott. He fucking took it to a new level. I don't know. It's cool. I just wish there was more. Like, I want to know, like, okay, what's your problem with metal? It's like, why do the Oscars have a problem with comedies in movies? You know what I mean? Like, what's that about? It's the biggest blockbusters ever. Some of the biggest albums ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I'd
why?
have to look at a list of who. You're saying there's no metal-esque sort of.
They've just
band in
started.
there?
Yeah, Black Sabbath went in.
Yeah. Okay.
A couple of years ago or something. But it was getting comical. Where it's like, really, guys? Iron Maiden, none of the British metal invasion. Obviously, none of the 80s. But this might be the first Eddie's.
They continue
80s.
to reach back. You know, they reached the Zombies this year,
Yeah.
so it's not as if they've missed their window with
Yeah.
Judas Priest or something.
It's kind of cool seeing the Zombies because you recognize those songs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you see their wives and how happy they are in the audience singing along. There's like, wow, there's a real crowd for my guys up there. They're up there at 70 or whatever, fucking rocks it
Sure.
out. It's got to be exciting. But anyway,
The Cure went in.
was Robert there?
Robert was there.
He
with
was.
still the same makeup and hair and everything. Like, dude, just stop.
Yeah, he's got to be 60 something now.
I was
probably.
never a Cure guy.
No,
You know,
no.
If you're gonna, it just, I don't know.
They do have a couple songs that are pretty damn good, but
Yeah,
I
I
was
understand.
never a Cure guy
No.
either.
It was always the the gothy type
Yeah.
people out on the patio.
It's always
smoking.
depressed,
Yeah,
man.
you know.
Just those kids,
Yeah.
the kids that aren't welcome in
They'd
other
have an army
schools.
jacket with the Cure written on it and the
Yeah.
Misfits or something
Yes,
like that.
was In Excess in that world? That was more poppy, I guess. The
If I was
Cure,
gonna-
the Smiths.
Yeah, the Smiths I liked.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
You know, Morrissey and the Smiths. If I had to go, yeah, look at him.
He looks like the Joker.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like Heath Ledger's version of the
It's
Joker.
too doughy and supple to pull that look off. It's sort of a Edward Scissorhands meets
Yes,
the Joker.
Yes, totally. But he's still doing it. I guess it does well. Like that's a cult following that'll be there forever for a guy like Robert Smith and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Janet Jackson went in. Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, I saw she kicked it off.
Yeah.
And came out and did some hits. And then Brian May brought on Def Leppard. There was a big chunk. I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and it was like Def Leppard was doing their speech. And I was like, oh, I'll back it up a little bit. So I didn't see all of it, but it's all right, I guess. You know.
It's an okay class.
Yeah, it's not bad. God, if I watched Game of Thrones too. Holy shit! I wish you guys were watching Game of Thrones, man. They had the most.
I kind of do too, man. I'm at that point where I feel like it's such a cultural phenomenon. I do feel left out a bit. And there's no way I'm going to go back and watch it. And there's no way I'm going to survive the spoilers at this point, because I'm sure just through osmosis I'm going to know certain characters and what happens to them. And I guess that's the big thing, right? Is the plot twists are crazy.
They are. And, well, you probably could, because it's so complicated. There's so much to that story. You could probably watch it 4 times and not really get, like, because it's a made-up land. So they're you know.
Magic and dragons and shit.
Dragons, yeah, I guess, all of that stuff. But in the beginning, there were a lot of dicks shown. There were a lot of titties shown. A lot of gratuitous sex stuff. The plot lines weren't as good, so it gets way better as it goes. So I don't know. But I think you could get into it. And I mean, was it Sunday night? They had that. It was like an hour and a half or an hour and 25 minutes, and it was the most tweeted about episode of all time.
It's the final season, right? What is it?
Yeah.
Episode 3 of the final season.
Yes, of season 8, and broke another record for an epic 67-minute battle. Like, just a battle, full on for 60. I wouldn't either. I know.
Can't do it.
I know. You say that, but dude, it's pretty impressive. It really is. And so yeah, I don't know. We've only got like 5 episodes left. I think there were 8 this season they were doing. So anyway,
tie it all up like Lost.
They're doing a pretty good
with
job,
a nice little
dude.
neat bow.
Yeah, right. And then
All
they just
your
walk off
questions
into the
will be
sunset.
answered.
They are, though, because there's shit that people are putting together, like, oh, that's what he meant in season 2 when he said this to this little girl, and you're like, then they show it and they're like, oh, goddamn, they were thinking about the fucking plot lines way back. Yeah, I do
it's
too.
not J.J. Abrams just admitting, oh no, we were just flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we had like 3 episodes, and then it like blew up.
Think about that show, dude. They could literally do anything.
Yeah.
They could show an Egyptian statue, and that would send all these people off on that. Oh my God, the Egyptian. Oh my God, this thing. They're here. They're in ancient Egypt. The aliens. They could put a fucking polar bear. Oh my God, there's a polar. They could do anything on that show, and it would whip people into a frenzy all week long.
Wasn't it like at the end when
they moved the island? They moved the island, dude.
Dude, they never explained like half of what was going on. Like the kid that could see
the Dharma Initiative.
Dude, we all sat there going, remember the numbers?
Yes,
there was like the numbers
numbers
counting down, or the guy had to sit there and keep renewing
like,
Desmond.
Yes.
No one's going to remember. Wasn't there the dog or the kid that could bring the dead animals back to life? And it was just like...
Was it Walt's kid or something?
Yeah. Or was it Walt? It might have
maybe.
been Walt. Because he was always running around the fucking island. Walt!
Yes.
Walt, that annoying thing. But then it was just like, shit, you guys remember that? Where he was bringing fucking dead animals back to life and something weird happened. It's like, all of a sudden he just sailed off the island or something. We're like,
They maybe could have got away with that like even 10 years before, but they were in the internet era at that point where people could have, full-on chat rooms.
Did the Smoke Monster ever get a storyline? Did we wrap up the story?
No.
I want to wrap up the goddamn Smoke Monster.
But that was the beauty of it, is it whipped everybody in and everybody talked about it, and it was the biggest thing
I'm just
ever
saying for them to not
talk about
but for
it
them
and speculate.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it was for them though. They could have got away with not answering some of this shit maybe like 10, 15 years ago. But the problem is now you're in the internet era and they had people talking about it and going, this is what this means.
Yeah, it blew up, and then it was like that. I wonder what they were thinking, like J.J. Abrams and the people, when it's like, countdown, lots of answers coming, guys, lots of answers.
They're probably thinking, you know what, we'll do the best we can, we'll tie up as much as we can, but at the end of the day, I mean, we sold the ad spots, it was a really successful show, and it is what it is. We can't tie them all up. It's impossible.
Know. Yeah, you have another fucking season, man. You tie them all the loose ends, like. But at the end of it, it was like, wait a minute. I thought it was going to be a lot tied up. And then it was, as you thought about it, you're like, what about that fucking Walt kid? It was bringing dead animals back. And what about the Smoke Monsters knocking trees down and shit? What happened to all these storylines?
I so remember that whole last season.
People were just pissed.
Questions will be answered like next week or something like that.
Yeah, they acted like they were. Oh, don't worry, guys, we got this. Yeah, lots being tied up. And I was like, no, you didn't. I still want some of those questions
answered. It's the best show I'll never rewatch ever again. Like
Penny, where are you? You're my constant. constant.
The Dharma Initiative. Tied back to U of M, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
that was started at U of M.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep. Anyway, yeah, old TV. I agree with you. Yeah, I will never watch that show again either.
There's shows that I've watched The West Wing again. Shows that like are dramatic shows where after a few years I just liked it enough that I've watched it again. I'll never watch it again.
Let's be honest. There's too much content that you can't really watch anything again, right?
No,
not
yeah,
anymore.
not
There's
anymore.
too much.
No.
There's too much to be watched.
Yeah, and it's just getting so good too.
Yeah.
like you could take any show literally on that's made it to network or Netflix.
Got a
and-
list of things you guys have told me or listeners have told me.
Yeah.
Like I can't get to it all, and
I know.
so there's no way I'm going back to watch All in the Family again. You know?
Yeah, what gets thrown off the top first? Is it like magic shit or
No, American sports.
American? Okay, well but that's not a show. Like for show, if I'm like, dude, you got to watch. It's a lot of witchcraft and magic spells and
No,
dragon.
I'm not totally against that. I like Lord of the Rings and shit. I played Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll admit it. But I like that fantasy type stuff.
I just feel like it's an investment I don't want to make. Like I don't want to learn a new language. You know what I mean? And new lands and weird
Yeah.
characters. Like that's got to be really hyped for me to get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to learn like new rules like of a planet. You know, like
Yeah.
this you can kill that guy, but he could come back.
Yeah.
three
Dude,
episodes later.
Westworld is doing that to
dude,
me.
that's-
You know, where it's like,
That's
wait a minute, why are
nuts.
you even sad? You know, he's just going to come back to life in like
Yeah.
5 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
what's the hang up here?
He's an android, man.
Yeah, crazy. In real life, we're actually killing people and they just die forever. You know, these people are so fucking stupid. How do we stop this, by the way? Is it a matter of just like not publicizing these people that are like, oh, I joined jihad and now I'm going to go blow up a fucking, you know, a beach in, you know, Long Beach. I'm going to blow up a park or something where people are hanging out. This Mark Domingo character,
Yeah.
you know, who's an infantryman served in Afghanistan, arrested on Friday, and he was going there with homemade explosives to take down a Nazi rally, some Nazi scheduled.
Well, you know, if you gotta have a
Planned
terrorist
it.
attack.
The problem is the Nazis never showed up, and all the counter protesters did with a show of peace. For a show of peace, I'm like, well, thank God the Nazis didn't show up because your show of peace would have been you just beating the shit out of Nazis.
Antifa!
Antifa. That's probably what we would have seen. So yeah, this dude converts to Islam, like, you know, right after the whatever mosque attack the last one was.
Christchurch.
Yeah, and we're seeing these copycats, and these guys are like, yeah, I planned it really well. I don't know how to make a bomb, but you know, putting stuff out on the internet, talking about, yeah, we need another Vegas attack style in America. And his family doesn't know anything about it. He joins us. They're like, yeah, we think this will be good for him. He's joined Islam. I'm like, oh, don't do that very often. Good for him. Put him on the right
Peaceful
path.
religion.
Oh, sure. And so, yeah, he needed some guidance in the world, so he joins Islam. And
Well, structure is good in life. We've learned
Sure.
that. I mean, some people
Sure.
just need structure, Mike. The army is a good one.
Not everyone's an extremist, Mike.
no, I know. But, you know, the ones that are sometimes do dumb shit.
The
like
ones who are
Mark Domingo.
indoctrinated on the internet probably are.
Yes, and this guy's like, you know, bragging about stuff like that. So they're like, man, you might want to keep an eye on this shit dick over here that's talking about, you know, mass death and get America back. And now he's with Islam.
Didn't his brother turn him in though? Or a family?
No,
member?
he posted something, and the FBI started taking a look at him, and then some guy went in there and was like, so, you want to blow some shit up? What do you got planned? And he's like,
Jesus,
all right.
What's he got the, you know, just the thing in his shirt? Like, what was that again?
Yeah, totally, dude. And so this guy starts just like talking to him,
Speaking to my
messing.
lapel.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What was that? Say it again.
And so he's discussing revenge, you know. And so they're like, all right, let's talk to him. And so they send someone over there, and you know, yes, I'm gonna do the same thing as you. And so
It's like taking candy from a baby from
you-
some of these guys.
Totally.
You
If
know?
you're in this
These
stuff,
masterminds, these criminal masterminds,
Yeah.
these terrorists, these plotters, they're fucking morons.
and these guys, this dude's such a dipshit. He's going. You know, come to think of it, there's a neighbor that kind of pissed me off. He keeps walking on my lawn. I think I'm going to kill him, and then I'm going to go to Long Beach, blow the things up, and they're like, "What are you going to do if you get out when you get away?" He's like, "Maybe I'll blow up some trains too after that." It's like, hey, dude, how many of these guys get away for round 2 and round 3
Yeah.
after mass murder?
I thought his quote was martyrdom, bro. So I thought he was.
He was up for that.
Yeah.
You know, but if he got away,
That's not what he told the informant.
no.
Well, the problem
well,
is,
he
though-
said he was up for it. You know, if it comes to that, martyrdom's great. But if I get away, you know, if no one's looking, I just walk out of the park like, that was weird. I'll blow up some trains, maybe some Jews. He was planning on going to like a park and just like take an aim at Jews going into a synagogue. So that was on the table, possibly. So then he settles on, he contemplated blowing up the fucking Santa Monica Pier, man. That's my pier.
Oh, man, right.
Can you imagine
Marin
how
County like that?
Not in Marin County, but
It'd be
your
so
pier.
easy too, wouldn't it? Honestly, like
course it would.
we talk about you're right. When you
Anybody
talk,
willing to put a backpack on their back?
I know.
Blow
exactly.
themselves up? My
Yeah.
God.
There's so much more. Like if you want to do it, I know we've said it a million times, but it's true. You're just not people chucking everywhere you walk.
Soft
I mean,
targets everywhere.
Well, the red flag that he should have seen, in my opinion. You know, he's like, look, man, I was good at history, but I flunked science, and so I don't really know how to make a bomb. And they're like, no problem, I got the perfect guy, sweet bomb maker. And so the bomb maker talks to him and decides we're gonna do pressure cooker stuff. And the bomb maker's like, because the cops know they have to get like hard evidence that will stand. Like
They had him go get nails, right?
go get
yeah.
nails. He goes and buys. It's like, really, dipshit?
Dude.
You didn't think the bomb maker expert plumb out of my nails?
Yeah.
You know, grab some nails, 3 inches long, so that'll pierce organs and definitely cause mass casualties. He's like, yeah, cool, I got it. I'm on this. I'll go get the nails.
God.
Fucking idiot. Come on, man.
it's so ridiculous.
It is, yeah. So I don't know what the deal is. He's facing only 15 years, by the way, for this. He absolutely wanted to just bomb people. The only reason it stopped is because he's a moron and he didn't plan shit well. And I don't know what the deal is. We've got small examples of things we've done. The NFL was starting to get a problem with, you know, guys running on the field mid-play, you know, and they went, we're not showing them on TV anymore. We're not showing them. We're not mentioning them. And it stops. It's done.
Yeah, but there's a thing called the internet, Mike.
Yeah.
Right? These guys all post their manifestos, and then guys who are like thinking get their names out. They celebrate them as martyrs.
And it's starting to get to our kids, too, a little bit. And that bothers me as well. We got 2 6th graders plotting to attack their own school. Yeah. Can you imagine? They've been charged with attempted murder. They were going to do a mass shooting at their school. That's 11 and 12-year-olds, by the way. School resource officer found out about this plan and discovered they had put together a hand-drawn map of South Cumberland Elementary School. I want to see their map. I want to see how detailed an 11 and 12-year-old's map
Right.
of the school is, you know. So they later confessed that for 2 weeks they'd been discussing a plan to store weapons in their lockers at school, and then on the final day of the year use them to commit this mass murder. They planned to enter the building through a back door, sneak off to the locker, get the weapons, and then shoot classmates and teachers before taking their own lives.
Man.
How does a 6th grader even get the idea of that? You know what I mean? No weapons are found in either of their homes, and they hadn't put anything on campus. Both their parents are being cooperative. Can you imagine getting called to that meeting? You're like, so what test did you flunk now, dipshit? And it's like, nah, a little bit more important than that. But I don't know what you do to them. What do you do to them? 11 and 12-year-olds. They don't have the weapons. They've got a drawing.
Got to shrink them up proper, I guess. That's all you can
Yeah.
do.
You think you can fix that head? Would it be better just going, do you guys mind just having a couple different ones? We'll just delete these ones because whatever you did, you broke them.
The head transplant.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. Fucking terrible.
Hey, everybody, insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Well, let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all of that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Jay, I have a feeling I know how you're going to feel about this story. Just the one about Les Moonviz's
Yeah.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
Infant granddaughter. So like less than a year, I think, old.
She's a cute.
Yeah, sure. They all are at that age for the most part. And he, of course, is the CBS the guy ran the play. I think he made $70 million last year, $70 million year before, running CBS, brought it back to life. He's the one that was married to, is married to
Chen.
Chen, yeah, Julie Chen. And so, unfortunately, his granddaughter, is living in a cockroach-infested Manhattan apartment as his son can't afford to pay more child support.
You seen his son?
Yeah, Adam. Yeah. And so the wife, not even the wife, he started dating this girl, knocked her up. Of course she's not aborting that fucking thing. You know, we're having that kid, the granddaughter for Les
my God.
Moonves. So Gina DeMasi gave birth to Ari last June. And she says, yeah, Adam's currently paying like $2,500 a month in voluntary child support. and covering 1 day a week at daycare. And so she says the wealthy family is refusing to pay more to support this 11-month-old Ari because they claim, this whatever the son doesn't work and can't afford it. So they're like, yeah, go fucking hell. I'm not giving you money for that.
Good job, man.
Yeah, Adam lives a life of luxury. He's basically a party boy, lives in between New York and L.A. He has a beautiful apartment near Union Square, but he seems fine with his daughter living in poverty. And so, yeah, she's talking about the cockroaches. Well, clean, idiot. You get rid of them. The place doesn't look spotless to me. Saw some pictures. And so, I found a roach on the high chair this week. I can't do laundry downstairs because there's roaches in the washroom.
Ugh.
That is gross. I'm worried about Ari's health. She has lived in this. I've lived in this apartment for years by myself, but it's not fit for a small child. Les is worth about $700 million. But does that necessarily mean he owes this lady anything? Why are you living in Manhattan with a $2,500 a month apartment? Tab. Like, go anywhere else in New York. Just go to the burbs. You're fine.
Could be any number of things, right? He could be pissed at his son, and they could have gone through this whole rigmarole of "that's on you. I'm not helping you anymore." Blah blah blah. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
I
These
bet
things are complicated.
There he is. Oh, boy.
Look at Adam.
Dude, he's just born into the Moonves family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not bad. Not bad if you can get it. So, yeah, he doesn't have a full-time job and is likely has a substantial allowance or trust fund from his dad. That's what Gina says, the girl. My guess is the fact that they had a really short relationship and then she's got a kid.
Mm-hmm.
If this is something that they were dating for 6 years, and it'd probably be different the way the family felt. But I live extremely frugally, but still can't make ends meet. I asked Adam's mom, Nancy, who was Les's previous wife, for help, but she said the family doesn't want to talk about money. She told me Adam is doing the best he can. He doesn't work, so this is all he can afford. Okay. Adam's attorney claims that he sees the daughter twice a week. Also, just paid $4,000 hospital for the girlfriend. He began his support voluntarily well before she was born. Adam has continued to provide substantial support and will do so for Ari's life. Any claim that he's not met and exceeded his financial obligations is demonstrably false. So, yeah, we see this every once in a while. Someone thinks they've run into a pot of gold, and they haven't.
Not as much.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I mean, could she sue for something like that? I mean, if it's voluntarily the money, I mean, I guess she could go get child support and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And who knows?
Child support's it.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it would have to come from,
Adam.
the Adam.
Has nothing to do with Les.
What about Adam's trust fund, though? Does Adam's trust fund count?
Well, depends what that is, or if he has one.
Well, that's what Gina thinks.
Okay.
That's what she was saying, is I think he's got a, big trust fund, doesn't work. And
Then, yeah, go
Yeah.
after it.
I don't like that. He does love the kid, though. That's what they say. You see the new thing that the people are going after Trump for, all his banks. I think we mentioned that. What do you think of that story, dude? Like, I read the things in that thing.
I think it all comes down to what the House is allowed to do in this investigative process. And I just don't know. I mean, if you want, I can look into that because I'm sure it has something to do with statutes and regulations, but I don't know offhand. I know the story. They're trying to get his shit, and they're going hard after the accountants and so forth.
Yeah. But it's like everybody in his world financially for decades. And to me, it feels wrong for some reason. If there's an accusation of something, or if there's evidence of something and you want to investigate it, but
does it also feel wrong that he has broken the 40-year tradition of not giving up his tax returns voluntarily?
yeah, I guess. I mean, does it bother? No, it doesn't really bother me. What the fuck? I don't care. Why do I care what any of these guys' tax returns look like? I imagine they're going to look like they got every fucking small window of, gaming the system legally that they can. The same thing most people do. So it doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people are not going to be happy about that. So Trump, his children, the Trump Organization, Trump Family Trust, all of them are suing the Deutsche Bank to prevent them from complying with congressional subpoenas that were issued this week. And it alleges that subpoenas issued by Congress have no legitimate or lawful purpose and were intended to rummage through every aspect of his personal finances, businesses, private information of him and his family to ferret out anything that could be used to harm him in politics going forward. And that, I would agree with that. That's exactly what it sounds like, right? So this didn't work out. So let's just go after everything now. And to me, it's like, dude, can we just stop this already? It just seems criminal to me, especially when you see that the people on board with this, Adam Schiff and Maxine Waters.
Page 45.
Page 45. I have seen direct evidence.
Stop them at the gasoline station.
So, yeah, as a private businessman, Trump routinely used his litigiousness and threat of lawsuits to intimidate, but he will find that Congress will not be deterred from carrying out our constitutional responsibilities. It's not designed, this lawsuit is not designed to succeed. It's only designed to put off meaningful accountability as long as possible. And Schiff said the subpoenas are part of an investigation and allegations of potential foreign influence on the U.S. Oh, God. So
Don't you get tiring, even if you think you're right? I don't know, like where you, but like my God, you know, you just, for that guy, to just keep going every day and getting up and doing press conferences every day,
and just bullshitting your way through it, you know,
some point
and trying to make it look like you've got legitimate concern,
right?
As if any of you guys have no, this is all political.
I would so at one point just be like, I want to go to a concert or go to a game or maybe a bar tonight instead of sitting here going over papers after papers or whatever you're doing.
When Maxine Waters says the potential use of the U.S. financial system for illicit purposes is a very serious concern. Her committee is looking into those matters, including whether they might pertain to Trump. Since when is that how we go after someone and why? What if it does pertain to Trump? Well, so you're just sniffing out a crime. You're hoping you find a crime somewhere. Just give us everything, and we'll just keep going down this road. Give us anything we ask for, and if we find a crime, boy, are you going to pay. And if I so they were getting ready to turn over information, the Deutsche Bank, to lawmakers by Monday the 6th, coming up. The lawsuit states Congress was seeking records and financial information related to Trump and his businesses, parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, branches, divisions, partnerships, properties, groups, special purpose entities, joint ventures, predecessors, successors, or any other entity in which they have or had a controlling interest.
Yeah. We want to look at everything.
Everything.
We'll find something.
By the way, those subpoenas extend to current and former employees, basically anyone he's ever met, including officers, directors, shareholders, partners, members, consultants, managers, senior associates, staff employees, independent contractors, agents, attorneys, or other reps.
Dude, think about this, too, by the way. When you talk about the idea of subpoenas and going this far back, dude, there was a time, like, he was an asshole, but there was a time 15 years ago when Donald Trump was just a guy in New York. And so if you're some dude that worked with him or something, and now you're, like, getting dragged in. And, like, it's like, well, he was a racist. How could you have accepted a paycheck from a racist?
Think of Michael Cohen, you know? He's dragged into this. He's sitting in jail.
I know.
Or about to be. This dude who was just his personal fixer.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
fixer.
All of a sudden, this cat becomes president, and he's front and center. And this mess.
It's just...
Well, the whole thing's ugly as it can be politically. But the question is, what is the House legally entitled to?
I think they're not entitled to shit.
Well, you think that.
I think
but the
that. I mean, I've
is,
heard some people go, oh, yeah, we're entitled to everything. Well, they're not entitled to shit.
I know you think that, and I know you think it's unfair, but the question simply is, what are they entitled to? And so legal experts have to figure that out.
You would think that's a very easily answered question.
There's a lot of gray area.
It depends if you play for the red team or the blue team. Because the blue team says it's absolutely
it's our
duty.
I've heard red guys say, hey, as invasive as this is, this is a troubling set of statutes or regulations at the heart of this thing, and they may very well be able to get this stuff.
I feel like we've seen this stuff go on forever, but it just feels different. Because I don't want to come off as like, oh, defend Trump no matter what, but it's like I'm seeing plays that are being done right now that I've never seen before.
Yeah, but he's
be
played
wrong,
in a manner, you know, I hate both sides, dude. As discussed.
I know.
It drives me crazy. But he has played in a manner. He came hard fucking core out of the gate on this shit. And he dumped the table. And so they're now dumping the table too. And anything goes.
I just don't like it.
He's not this,
I don't believe it's for anything.
He's not this innocent, mousy guy who just sat in the background and
he started the shit for sure.
Disagrees politically with these folks. I mean, he fucking came really hard.
Yeah, which is what kind of people liked about him. You know, disrupted the whole apple cart of their world.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just you're wondering why the other side is so dead nuts against him, and it's like, come on, man. I mean, don't discount how he came out at these guys.
Yeah. Well, just think it's disruptive. I think it's more disruptive to the
course it
country.
is. Of course
and
it
that's
is.
the thing that pisses me off. Is like, this isn't usually how we operate. You don't spy on the other campaign.
This is a wasted 4 years. It is
Yeah.
it is a travesty.
Probably a
It
wasted
has-
8 years.
Nah, he's gonna get his ass kicked
By
in 2020.
who?
Anyone?
No, dude.
I'm sticking with it.
No way. Joe Biden? Did you see his fucking rally,
He's
his
gonna
lame
get
ass
his
rally the
ass
other day?
kicked.
He's leading.
Ass kicked.
People are yawning behind him.
Ass kicked. He's done nothing to grow his
Bernie
base.
Sanders?
Who? What did we say at the time? He could have beaten. Nobody could have beaten.
He would have
Hillary.
lost to everybody
He would
except
have lost.
Hillary.
Yeah, he could have beaten no one in that election except for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
What's changed? He's pissed off people who have voted for him, and he's
In
mobilized the
in
left.
some respects, I agree with that. I think the country's really fucking pissed off and is seeing the bigger picture of what these teams are doing to each other now.
You're discounting the left's hatred, man.
I know.
They are
No,
gonna
I'm not
come
discounting
out in
it.
full force.
Yeah.
He hasn't grown, and the other side has. He's shrunk. The other side has grown. And he has to keep Michigan,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
For sure. I just don't think it's, looking at the polls and shit right now. Oh, he's shrunk. Oh, he's up here. He's down. Like that. I think it's irrelevant right now. I just don't hear anything where it's like, oh, this is what Joe Biden's plan is.
Doesn't matter.
It should.
Yeah, I mean, the world should be an awesome place.
That doesn't bother you? Because I hate talking.
Dude,
I hate talking about this because I don't want to be defend Trump guy. I don't feel like that. I agree. He's as big a douche as
The
you
whole
do.
thing bothers me. The whole system bothers me. Yes, tremendously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wish it were different.
I know. Can't we just get someone cool that just like wants the best for everybody in there, and everyone goes, "All right, I can deal with that guy. He's pretty good."
That guy. We need that guy or lady.
Nah,
whichever.
yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Jesus.
What, I don't even. I think, dude. I think based on how many asshole guys and egos, and what I hear, sometimes I've heard, what was it, Josh Reel, when he's talking about projects he's worked on, dude. I have no doubt that there would be, if it's an actual good candidate, I think that a woman could be a fucking great
Oh, yeah,
president.
of course.
Yeah, I think we
No,
all
no,
agree
it's
with
just
that.
like I would get so sick of the male ego penis, pissing game bullshit. So but it's like the problem was Hillary was not that. I just when you looked at me and kind of said
Hillary
right
was-
E with a girl, and I was trying to say like, dude,
Hillary
I'm
was the only
for
female that could lose
a
to
fucking
Donald
women
Trump.
president,
Period.
man.
She was the only person, in my opinion, that could have lost to Donald Trump.
That's fair. I believe that from the last go around. There was a lot of uncertainty with that. Like, what is this guy all about? I don't think he's fucking, the devil or Hitler or anything like that. I don't feel that way. But Hillary was, how you couldn't see that Hillary was a huge problem. Hey, man, that's on you.
I predict there's going to be a lot of people came out to vote for Trump because they're like, we just can't have Hillary. If there's someone on the other side that's more palatable and you just go, it won't be the end of the world if that person wins, I think a lot of the Trump support is going to stay home.
What do you think of
Not necessarily vote for that person on the left, but they're going to stay home and not be activated.
Buttigieg?
Buttigieg. Mayor Pete.
Mayor Pete? Could Mayor Pete?
I have no idea.
People are falling in love with Mayor Pete.
I don't know if he's intersectional enough to win the thing.
Yeah.
The nomination.
Beto, done.
Oh, yeah. He's
I think
a
Bernie's
moron.
sunk. I don't think Biden's going to hang on like people think.
Why do you think
Kamala
Bernie's
Harris-
sunk?
Because I think he's going to get ripped apart, like financially discussing when it gets further down the road. Like, how on earth would you do this? He's not going to be able to have a math equation that makes any sense to give everybody free school, free health care, all that kind of stuff, and kind of this socialist attitude. I just don't see
He has
that.
huge support and huge money right now.
No, I know he does. I don't think long term that'll work out, but that's just my opinion. I think Kamala Harris impresses me more lately than she did.
I think she's the one. If
You
I
think-
had-
yeah.
That was my pick early on, and I'll continue with that until
Yeah.
I see something different.
Cory Booker, done.
Oh.
Elizabeth Warren, done.
Cory Booker.
Yeah. Cory Booker.
I'm Spartacus. This is my Spartacus moment.
Spartacus moment that I knew was legal and everything was discussed behind the scenes before I came out here to brag about my Spartacus moment. So I knew I was in no trouble whatsoever by announcing this.
What about Andrew Yang? You looked into Andrew Yang at all?
I've not followed a ton of
The
Andy Yang.
Universal basic income. He wants
So-
to give everybody $1,000 a month.
It's not enough to live on, dude. I mean, shit.
He has a million ideas. Look at this dude's website.
Is
at some
he
point,
like
he
a-
has a policy He has a policy on everything, like from circumcision to paying college athletes. It's incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he like a Silicon Valley guy?
I'm not. He might be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he came from.
What about, is there a wild card in the Starbucks guy?
Yeah.
Because he could fuck up the Democratic Party
could.
himself bigly
Yep.
if he gets in there and starts to Ross Perot the thing.
Yep.
You need 3 parties.
We need
That's what
5
you need,
parties.
or
We need
whatever.
19 parties.
We need
Sure.
19. We need 4 presidents is what we
You
actually
need more than 2, though.
I stand by that.
That's-
We need
People
4
need to
presidents.
stop putting so much on the president, like he's a
Yeah.
fucking king, and
Yeah.
demand more of Congress.
Right. You're right.
a
Or
good
just
point.
your local government. In reality, the local government's supposed to be the one doing this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, until we have 4 presidents, the system's too broke. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. The Northeast does not give a shit about the problems in the Southwest. Different problems. 4 presidents.
It's a big country.
It is.
You're right. Hey, Isis, do you have a word from one of our fine sponsors?
Oh, you better use this. So help me.
At every Twin Peaks, you'll find wall-to-wall TVs, scratch food, and the signature 29-degree draft beer, served by the best in-class Twin Peaks girls. Welcome to your new local spot for sports and scenic views. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Jay, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I think something happened regarding E recently.
No, he doesn't know.
We've got another missing credit card.
Jesus.
Well,
Left on a.
I don't know the
gas
story.
pump.
well, no. There's the reason I told Mike that there was anything to this. It was I would not bring him at this point. I mean, I lose my credit card too
So
much
often,
to bring
yeah.
bring it up to him. But what happened? Why this one was so ridiculous was when I was at that downtown Detroit last week when I went to, like I said, the Tigers game or the Piston game and gambling and whatnot. We went to a bar in the Greektown Casino. I bought some drinks. Turns out I left my card there. Didn't realize it though. We get to the next casino. I tell Chubbs, "Oh, I got this round." I'm like, oh, "Fuck, I don't have my credit card again." And he's like, "Blah blah blah." So whatever. I go on the rest of the night. Chubbs does my stuff. Call the next day. It took 2 days of calling Greektown the casino to make sure it was there. So I find out that yes, it got turned in. It's at the Greektown Casino. Here's the deal though. That day, it was Monday. It was that day I was really sick last week.
Yeah.
And I said, "Fuck it. I'm sick, but I'm gonna drive down there and get my fucking thing." Well, I'd forgotten my license that day. I didn't have my wallet. So halfway from here to Greektown, I realized I don't have my wallet. I'm like,
They're not gonna
well,
give it to you
I
without
know,
any
but I
ID.
kind of think like I'm already down the lodge, so I just say to myself,
my
I'm
library
gonna
card.
try. Maybe I'll plead
That's
with
not
the-
a bad call, E, because honestly, it would be a miracle if you just guessed the name of someone whose card was left there.
I have a number that they gave me like to we put all the lost shit here. This is where it's going to be. And I just said I literally started pulling up my phone and trying to be like, hey, this is my Facebook profile. This says it's me and stuff. So they won't give it to me. So I'm like, fuck. And I drive home.
I would think that's good enough to have an entire history, 10 years worth of Facebook posts with your pictures and name
I
attached to
said,
it.
dude, I could log
The
into my
extent
Chase.
of trouble he would have to go through to fraud this.
I said I could log into my Chase online app and they show you me logging in with my ID and stuff. Maybe and good for him probably that he wouldn't. So
Did you demand to speak to a manager?
that was the manager. Like I talked to 2 people about it. So-
Yeah, you're better off without a manager in that instance. You want the
I
lowest
know.
level dude who doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
I
Doesn't give a
know.
shit, just goes, dude, just get the fuck out of here. Take it.
there was a
whatever.
girl at the
No,
counter.
casinos are probably the one place where they're going to be letter of the law with that shit.
You're
That's
probably right. At a
probably-
gas station, I probably can
Oh,
sit there
yeah.
maybe. And
Mohammed doesn't give a shit at the gas station.
so anyway, so this is where the twist comes in though. So my credit card's there, and I'm sick all week, so I don't want to fucking drive there, and I'm really cheap. I don't want to spend the gas money. Don't want to spend the time.
Sure.
Finally, I had lost this other credit card like 3 years ago, but I just kept checking, and no one ever spent money on it. So I was just like, fuck, I don't feel like calling them up, and it's better not to be in my pocket anyway. Well, last week on Friday, I get a mail. It's that credit card had expired, and they sent me a new credit card. so now I have this new credit card, and I started thinking to myself, and I cleaned my room on Saturday, and the credit card that I have that I lost that's at the casino right now still, I have 2 credit cards, and one is, but I can't use the one because when I load, or at least sometimes I can't, because when I got that credit card, they told me, oh, if you have 2 people on this account, you get like $300 or some stupid thing. Like, oh, if you share your credit card. So my mom's name is on this other credit card. So I've had issues before when I've lost my credit card using it. People going, you're not Fran. So this is what I've determined. That credit card that's at Greektown holds all my Netflix, $10 a month, blah, blah.
Sure.
It's in a safe spot. I have the other credit card, so no one can use it. And I have my new one that got mailed to me that's not expired anymore. And so I'm just going to start using that and never go pick up my other credit card.
It's kind of
Safekeeping.
genius. It's there. It's safe. It's not going to get lost there.
I just realized it today. I was like, I don't have to go back there. It's safe.
God, that's a loose end. I would not be able
I know,
to leave.
right? Right?
Man, not many people could leave that.
Yeah.
But he could.
Well,
I
you know
guess.
what?
If they've got it in a drawer and it's just sitting there for
Clearly,
a
they're
few
not giving
years.
it to
But I can
anybody without
check it.
proper ID.
Yeah.
I mean, I can check my app every day, and then if all of a sudden it gets used, I mean...
Dude, save the gas money. I wouldn't drive down there either.
So what I'm going to
Forget
do
it.
is... if
Next
for
time
s-
you're there.
Right. If for some reason... But I promise I've been looking out, and I don't think I see myself being in Detroit anytime soon. But if I do, I'll do it. But if not, I'll just be like, oh, well, that credit card's just going to sit
God.
there.
I'm trying to think if there's any other benefit to him just leaving it there.
There's
Or if there's any risk of you leaving it
Oh,
there.
the risk? I really don't think there is because I've heard sometimes with I've done this before too, where I've left cards at bars, and eventually, like I left one in Texas. I never even brought that up. I left I think I didn't anyway, but I've had businesses where I've called up later, and a lot of businesses after a certain time will even just cut credit cards up. Or it might just sit in a drawer forever. I've won it.
But Netflix doesn't know that they cut it up.
Exactly, but my worry was if without having the other credit card with my even though it's my mom's name, but my worry was still I still would rather have it. It's a credit card I'd rather have.
Let me fully understand this. When I'm issued a new card and I activate that, it
Yeah.
closes out my other card. Is
Right.
that-
Right.
Okay, so maybe I missed something.
I
but-
think he had 2 cards. One in
I
his
have
name.
three. I technically have 3 credit cards, and so what happened was
it's not the same company. It's not the same.
they're all Chase. But what I'm saying is the one that I got mailed to on Friday, where I was like, oh shit, why am I looked at the number, I'm like, yeah, this is that number from the credit card I haven't had for 2 years or some shit. So now I can activate that one because what happened was that it expired. That credit card expired like a month ago, I guess.
You never went after it?
No,
You just
never
kept
did
checking
any-
to see if
I
it was
just kept-
used.
I just kept
And it was
checking to
never used, so he was like, okay, it's not being used.
Wherever it is, it's safe.
Yes, no one's using it, so the new card shows up to replace that one. It finally expired.
Right.
And now he's just going to activate that.
And just start using that one, and then the other one will just be sitting at Greektown Casino.
Huh? Still active.
Yeah.
That is a loose end I would want to tie up.
Yeah,
personally.
I couldn't live with
I
that
get
one.
it, but
The thing I struggle with, whenever you're talking about losing your credit cards or whatever, like you have one of the best memories of anyone I know. Like
know,
if we're
but-
like, did we do this story? You're like, yep, 3 years ago in February. I know it. And it's like, you're usually right. How is it that you lose your credit card always?
I don't know.
Is this a tipping issue? Like, how do you not
No.
get it back, and
Well,
then you leave the
I
tip, and then
don't-
it's right there?
In this case, to be honest with you,
Because we know you
leave
don't
it-
tip at
I-
bars. We
no.
know that.
Absolutely not.
I don't remember if I just left the bar, because I bought a round of beers on my credit card, and I remember signing the paper, so I probably just fucking absent-minded just got up and it was just sitting on the bar. I don't believe, I
So it
didn't
wasn't
drop-
one of those situations where you have to leave, if you want to keep the tab open, you got to leave a card with the bartender. That's the one scenario I can see where.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I
shit,
lost my one
I didn't
in
even think
Texas.
about it. That's
That's what happened in Texas. In Texas, what happened was
They
I
gotta
had
come
a
up with a
bartender.
better system for that.
I had a credit card on staff, and then when they kicked me out of the
Yeah,
fucking
you got
thing, I
kicked.
didn't realize. I in the moment I was so mad and kind of drunk
Totally,
that I didn't.
totally see that one.
Yeah, yeah. As you get more drunk as the night goes on.
I will say the same day, by the way, this was the day that listener, was hanging out with me a little bit too. So it was me, this listener, and Chubbs. This same day, not only did I lose my credit card, but we actually went out to eat at this restaurant outside of the bar.
Yeah.
And we go to the bar. It's this Mexican place outside Greektown. Go back to Chubbs' car to drive to MGM. We get in the car. I go, Chubbs. I go, my phone's not on me. And we had to stop at the fucking Mexican place, and my phone was sitting at the table there.
This doesn't even surprise me anymore just because I see it so often. Like when E leaves, it's like that's part one of his leaving. Because 9 times out of 10, he's 5 minutes later. You just
Fuck,
hear,
dude.
Fuck, dude. Fuck. 2 doors are now open. The one going
I
out to the
will
garage,
say-
the one going from the garage to the outside world are now both open. And he's fuck, dude.
I'm not.
He's left here without shoes before. Like
Yeah.
the dog picked up one of his shoes, took it to a corner in the house.
Oh, you know what?
And he's like walks out in a rainstorm with just socks on.
No, that day, you know what I remembered? I put them in the garage that day. I will say this: I'm not blaming my mom in any capacity, but I will say my mom. No, but I'm just saying my mom was like this my whole life too. Like I always remember being mad at her. Like as a kid, I even remember literally as a kid, I remember going out and my mom would always be like, "Oh, I forgot 3 things." So I'm not blaming
Saying
her.
there's
but
a gene for that.
I don't know.
This is
Maybe
hereditary.
This is weird. You know.
I'm not. Again, I'm not. Dude, it's my own fault.
I mean, I don't
I'm not
know anyone
saying
in my
that.
family that's lost a wallet, purse, credit card, phone.
I always told my sister when we were at Easter, because my sister always gets she is so unlucky. She will always get some level of sick on a vacation. It doesn't always mean, she's not always like ruin the whole vacation, but it might be a little thing in her eye. It might be, allergy. Yeah. It's something. And so we were sitting there at Easter, and I was saying that her getting sick is me losing my credit card. I just don't even it doesn't even faze me anymore. I look at it and go, fuck, I lost my credit card. Well, I'll deal with that tomorrow. Because it's just happened so many fucking times.
Yeah, it's weird.
What's amazing is he's not bitten in the ass more often.
I know.
I know.
Stuff.
Well, you've been saying for 5 years now. It's a miracle he has all his teeth. He deserved to be jacked in the face 1,000 times.
Absolutely. And
I know.
It's a miracle he can leave shit in his car unlocked on the passenger seat, just cash sitting there.
Yep.
And
phone, maybe.
It's always
cash.
there.
I've started locking mine because I've been parking on the road. Which is weird because as if that's that big of a difference. But I have.
No, it sort of is. People have to come all the way up my driveway to get to your car usually. But still, I think just as a joke, we've all stolen something out of your car.
I'm sure.
Yeah, just teach you a lesson or something.
I didn't learn the lesson though because I don't even remember that I lost it.
Happens. Hey, let's take a quick time out. Woodstock. Looks like Woodstock's going to be off, then it's on again.
I know. I don't know what to think about.
I don't either. I was going to go. I'm dying to go to Woodstock. I think the place I'd rather be less than fucking Woodstock.
I actually
for 3
was
days.
wanting. I wasn't going to be able to, but I was going to. I wanted to go because they had a lineup of like rock music, EDM music, rap.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little bit of everything.
Get on your feet tomorrow.
Exactly.
We'll talk about it. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk about that and plenty more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike and Jay. Big E is here, of course. And we should probably mention, Jay, for people to hold the date if they want to come hang out, say hello, have some cocktails, maybe some dinner with us. May 18th. Sure, E, fact check me, make sure everything's right. It'll be at one of the Hamlin pubs.
That's a Saturday. Hold the date.
Hold the date. And Jenny Fiterovich has confirmed she's on a flight to L.A. dealing with the Russian Five out there. She needed to become Oscar worthy. They needed to be in New York and L.A. And so she made that happen. And so she just landed in L.A. and she's kind of nervous about it, which is weird for her. But she's like, yeah, I've already got it on my calendar. I'll be there May 18th. So we had so many people asking about her and blah, blah, blah. I've had crazy requests come in involving Jenny. So we're excited to say that she'll be out there with us. So May 18th, one of the Hamlin pubs. We'll give you more details as we go.
I would just say personally, and I'm sure I don't know what else is going on, but as far as her alone, I'm serious, man. If you have a chance and you're not doing anything,
Yeah.
you're looking for a reason,
Talk to
come
her.
out and meet this chick, dude.
She's a blast.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah, she is. She is. And so she'll be there. We'll all be there. So hold the date, May 18th. And mentioned Woodstock. Thought it was weird. What was it, like a week ago? They postponed
Yeah.
tickets going on sale. You would think guys putting on Woodstock would have their shit together.
You'd think, man.
Like the Fire Festival, So the Woodstock 50 investors announced they were pulling support for the festival. And so it was like, yeah, we're canceling it. And I was like, how do the guys that invested cancel it? Wouldn't the people that are putting it on, promoting, wouldn't they be like, well, hold your horses there, pal. We lost an investor, but we could still put this on. And that was the news that dropped a few hours later. It was like, hey, well, hold your horses here, pal. We're not, we're still committed to continue with the event. And I don't know how they pull that off, but so we're committed to ensuring that the 50th anniversary of Woodstock is marked with a festival deserving of its iconic name and place in American history and culture. Although our partner, financial partner, is withdrawing, we will of course be continuing with the planning of the festival and intend to bring on new partners. Bottom line is there's going to be a Woodstock 50th anniversary, as there must be, and it's going to be a blast.
August 16 to 18.
Yeah. So, it was kind of crazy the way they came out and dropped. It was what was the name of that agency?
AEG?
Dentsu.
Oh.
Dentsu was the investment arm. Dentsu. They announced that they were pulling out and blah blah blah. Festivals faced some other things. I guess they were having trouble. They were supposed to They planned to put tickets out, make them available on Earth Day, and so they had permit issues apparently, and so that stalled there. Tickets haven't gone on sale. I don't know. Those festivals that are so huge and they're all different genres of music. It's like I don't want to get there at noon to watch this band that I like and then have to sit through 4 shit acts I don't care at all.
But most people going to festivals are
Know the
very,
deal.
very interested in something like
I'll
that.
tell you what, Woodstock 99 did it right. They pay-per-viewed the damn thing, and I watched 3 straight days of it. It was amazing. Pay-per-view it.
Maybe they'll do
Actually, a lot of festivals. I mean, a lot of the ones I watch that I go to or want to go to, the big ones are Stream Live, Ultra, Tomorrowland, all these things. So they're
Get on your feet, Tomorrowland.
I'm not sure about
For
I've watched
free?
it.
Yeah, I watched
While it's going on?
I watch. I'm not. Tomorrowland, I think it does, but for sure, Ultra, like in Miami, is streamed live. I watched that thing.
I can be in my kitchen.
I was watching.
Turn the lights off and just dance my ass off and watch it live.
Absolutely. Well, they select. It's not every thing they select. It's this guy's gonna be on from this to then, so you have to know. But last year, like for example, I think it was last year, Lollapalooza in Chicago. I was watching on Facebook Live.
Really?
I thought that was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some of them have done that. I don't know. Like Woodstock 99 was so loaded with heavy hitters. You know what I
it was
mean?
awesome.
Like it was so good, but it was like the Chili Peppers and Metallica and Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit, like the same style of music. If you like one of those bands, you probably like all those bands. Then there'd be a Jewel thrown in there on one of the earlier stages or something. But she had, one of the biggest songs in the country at the time.
Maybe it comes to the point that we've been discussing the last 2 days that music is just so diverse now. There's not that single type of music.
So, but do kids that are like into this EDM shit, they don't like Metallica, do they? Or do they?
I don't think that's true at all. Necessarily, it doesn't mean they do though, by
Yeah.
any means. But I don't think that's that's a true statement you can just make. That
Yeah,
someone-
Killers, Imagine Dragons, Jay-Z, Miley Cyrus, The Lumineers, Chance the Rapper, Sturgill Simpson, Halsey, Cage the Elephant, among many others.
Yes.
And then also some veteran musicians from the original 69 Woodstock, including John Fogerty, John Sebastian, David Crosby. God, he's still alive. Country Joe McDonald.
The Raconteurs are there in one of them.
Are they?
Yep. And but see, Dead and Company. Is someone that likes those other bands going to want to see Dead and Company? That just
I
seems
don't
odd.
know.
That doesn't seem odd to you guys at all because
It's an
when we
eclectic
grew up,
mix.
it's super. Maybe it's just more about being there and being in the party and than I'm giving it credit for. It just seems like when we were growing up, we didn't like, you were into your shit. And
I think I'm going to say it again. It goes to this point
No, I
the
know.
last 2 days,
I know,
where
I-
it's just so diverse
It's funny,
now.
like I remember, like whatever people think about Kid Rock, and Kid Rock has some people that just he has so many haters.
well,
but
he
also-
supported Trump. I
I'm
mean,
not talking
that's-
about that. I'm talking about people that think his music is garbage, and some people obviously he has people that will sell out, every time he goes.
Yeah.
But I remember when I started to move, when I only listened to country for the longest time, and when I started to get into other stuff, I fucking loved the idea that you could go see this dude and he was gonna rap and he was gonna do rock and he was gonna maybe do some country, and I thought this is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, and he puts on a dynamite show. I mean, Kid Rock has always put on a really good show.
By the way, you see he's 2 weekends at DTE. Pine
Yeah.
Knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, September 6th, 7th, and September 13, 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Are those going to be cheap tickets again?
I don't know.
Remember wasn't that his big thing when he did like 9 days in a row
Yeah,
or something?
tried to keep them affordable.
Yeah, they're
There's-
like $20 a ticket. Of course, they just hit the fucking StubHub world, and the real seats go for fucking.
That is
huge
becoming
dollars,
more
but-
and more like. I mean, I don't know what they can do, and I don't know. if there's-
secondary
Yeah,
market.
that second. I
Yeah.
love StubHub because it's so moves up and down. Like you can legit. It doesn't just stay at one price. You can buy them last minute all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But in the same hand, dude, it just sounds like more and more. Dude, those things are just buying them up way before they're really available. And so even though it's nice at times, it can also be terrible for a lot of people.
Well, I saw it last weekend when we went to the Claypool Lennon Delirium, and T was like coming up like, I don't know, 5 days before. He's like, "Yo, man, you see it's sold out." I was like, "Yeah, I did," and he was like, "Cheapest ticket I can find on StubHub is $100." And then like 2 days later, he was like, "Cheapest ticket on StubHub is $165." It's like, holy shit, for the Majestic? That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, if people can get it,
Well, the problem to me is not that if it's regular people. The problem is if it's StubHub just going in and buying all these tickets.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's
and that's
going
the
on.
problem.
yeah, no, that's a big problem.
Thank God we
because-
have artists like Eric Church, who's looking out for the little guy.
Right.
He's taken major action to stop
Yeah.
the sales in the secondary market.
It's surprising that they haven't been able to do more. I mean, Pearl Jam was on an island when they tried to get rid of Ticketmaster, and that became a nightmare for a few years. If you wanted to see Pearl Jam, you're in like a high school gymnasium because every venue is under Ticketmaster or Belkin, Cellar Door. And so, you had to get tickets that way. And they're like, fuck you, we're not giving them out that way. So what is Eric Church doing?
You have to prove somehow you're human and you're buying a reasonable number. I forget how it's done, but
Can they fix the way they do that, too, to prove you're human? Because when they ask me, like, how
sometimes
many of
it's
these
confusing,
pictures
right?
have
Yeah.
sidewalks in it?
Oh
And
my
it's like,
God.
fuck, I don't know.
or how many of these are shop windows?
Yes.
And you're like, dude, that looks like it could be a shop, but it could be also a house. I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
And the one with, how many of these pictures have traffic light in it? It's like, that was just barely got a cunt hair of traffic light in
See
it.
it though, I can tell. Yeah. So what do you answer? Do you defer to? Do you stay conservative, small number, or do you go? No, you know what? I'm going to go 4 instead.
I
of 3
think
here."
I go 4 instead of 3, and I go, you know what? Fuck you guys, man. You said which one of these, squares has
feet to
it in
fire,
it.
you can
Yes,
prove it.
I can. And if I got taken to court on it, I go, absolutely. I'll take it to the Supreme Court, God damn it.
I'm not a robot.
There is a piece of yellow from that fucking rectangular light in the corner of that box.
I'm with you, dude. Those are not easy all the
No,
time.
the ones too where it's like, write what you see, and it's like a blurry
Oh,
3, and
they
I
stopped doing that, I think, finally.
and
but-
then they'll have like a capital Z and then a lowercase z. I'm like, am I supposed to capitalize
Yes,
this Z?
absolutely.
I don't know that you have to because I don't think I do.
the thing about those
I'm
is
not
like,
playing that game.
It's not. It's. I mean, it's annoying as fuck no matter
Goes on your
what.
permanent
But it's
record.
not
Well,
as
I'll live with
bad
that.
if you're like just casually buying tickets to a show. But if it's a show that's like trying to sell out, like you're there that day, you want to buy the best you can. It's it's gonna sell out. That's when it's like I've been sitting there like, fuck, man. I know these tickets are getting sold right now.
Well, the ones to me, it's like haven't we been told that computers are so smart? They're smarter than anything we could dream of and faster. They can't tell which 3 boxes have a fucking sidewalk in it. They're too stupid to figure that out. That's their nemesis. That's their kryptonite. Is fucking sidewalks and traffic lights. You know, I mean, storefront windows. Computers just like, fuck, man. I should know this. Damn it, they're gonna know I'm a robot. They're just gonna know. And how does a robot not know that caption one where it's like, click this box if you're not a robot?
Why can't a robot just copy and paste that?
I mean, you would think the robot could go, I see what you're trying to do here. I'm not a robot, but I am. All I got to do is click the box. It says I'm not a robot, you know? So, yeah, I hate those things. We got to upgrade that. There's got to be a better way to fool a robot, you know? It's ridiculous. God, I don't know why I get fascinated by these stories like I do, but this woman born with half a body, that's got to be tough.
Dude,
right?
I saw this.
Yeah. Struggled for years to find love.
You know what? For this woman, go for it. Do whatever. This woman, man, whatever you decide.
Right.
You are literally half
a person.
Like, just
How does that work? You would figure that there'd just be something in betwixt belly and knee that was really important to sustaining your existence. You know what I mean? I guess not. But yeah, so by the way, she's transgender woman.
got to be a urethra and an anus, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a flat bottom though. Like you could set it on the table and it would just sit there. Maybe a little off balance, wobble a tad, but so I don't know.
Bookend. Basically a bookend.
And I don't know what to assign them. Like, do you have a slit in there somewhere? Is there a dong in there? Some ball? Like, what's going on?
That's the, like, you're right when they say transgender and you're saying, like, it's not, it may sound insensitive, but that should be in the fucking article. Someone just needs to ask, look, I don't care. Call yourself transgender. Like Jay said, I get it. You're this.
Dude,
just open up the door.
Yeah.
But is there a slit or a dong?
Yeah.
Just like, is there
half
something?
a ball, something that we can identify.
You say go for it. That was kind of my attitude. But at the same time, I was like, are you just piling on more trouble for yourself? By the way, you know me as half a body person. I'm also a chick now. Okay. Are you?
Yeah, why does it even have to be an announcement? Just be like, yeah, fucking, just go about as a chick.
Yeah.
Who's gonna
You're
sit there and
half
be
a
like-
fucking. Who's gonna argue with you?
Yeah, because they want to wear makeup and blouses and shit.
So yeah, just
Knock
that's
it
the
out.
least of your worries, man.
I know, right? So she walks on her hands. Paya is the name. Uses a skateboard. That's a popular mode of transportation for the half-bodied. You know, we saw the one
learned that.
girl that was selling
The
tampons or something.
tampon napkins or
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
What were they? Something napkins that are
Absorbent
wipes?
underwear or something.
Yeah, like panties for bleeding out. Like if your plug comes loose or something, you're bleeding out. You can wear these panties and
It was
fix
something
it.
different than that. It was something specific.
Smart woman, smart girl.
We
Kind of
interviewed
hot.
This girl.
Yeah.
How did what was she?
A surfer,
surfer,
or
yeah.
something. A professional.
Professional
Skateboarder.
surfer. That's how.
No, she was a professional model, and it was like, and she was kind of hot. Her
No, she
titties weren't
was.
bad, you know. Like, you don't know what's going on downstairs, but yeah, we had some fun with her. I can't remember her fucking name though right now.
They were sanitary napkins. That's
Yeah,
all I remember.
she was modeling for it.
But it wasn't like they were. Yeah.
So her spine and legs did not develop fully
Mike actually
in the
asked her
womb.
if she would slime. Remember? He asked her if there was like
I thought that was fair if she would leave snail trails whenever she fucking rolled around town. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. I don't think she got it. So this lady, I'm just a lady, was born Pedro, and at 15, her dad, she goes into her dad and announces, "Oh, by the way, I'm a chick now." He's like, "Oh, for the love of fuck,
Be like,
really?"
whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool. Do
Whatever. And so he's like, fine. She's like, I want to start dressing as a girl. She starts buying chick outfits and wearing makeup. Her dad is not happy. He was not happy with my decision at all. It took him years to finally start calling me by my name. He used to call her by her dead name, Pedro. Terrible. He did not want his son to be a woman. It took him a year. Gradually, though, he learned that this wasn't a phase.
He's got this. No offense, but this situation with his son, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's really gonna get hung up on, like,
I know, man.
You can be a half a person all you want and walk around your hand, but god damn it if you'll call yourself a woman.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
it's like, dude.
What a rough existence too. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, her mom died when she was like 7. Like, who wouldn't need a mom, especially at that stage, you know, going through what she's going through. So, yeah, growing up was a bit challenging. She got a little picked on in school, a little bullied. And so they were rude. They would talk behind her back, the kids would. And they called me names saying, guys, step up your game. You have no legs. You are an amputee.
Oh my God.
I mean, like
Yeah, if you're gonna be mean,
Stubby, you know.
yeah, right?
terrible.
I mean, oh, by the way, hey, you got no legs. You're an amputee.
Hey, where'd your legs go?
Zing. Zing. Bill really got her. Did you see that?
You know what, man? I gotta say, and I'm not trying to be too like mushy about it, I suppose, but like, you know,
Do you have pictures of her?
Yeah, making fun of people, I guess is what, dude. Is this just what a monster?
I've
Just
never
sit there
done it,
and-
E. I've
I know,
never
but-
done
but-
it, so I
but,
don't
dude,
I don't get it either.
I'm not
but
talking about being me, even like just a little socially awkward. I'm talking like this is what you look like, and you're gonna sit there seriously. Like, what a loser.
oh, look at Andrew. Yep, found the love of my life.
I mean, she's right there though. for,
Titties don't look terrible though, right?
Right.
like,
Slim waist.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the mouth is right there. You know, I mean, he's just got to hoist her up what, a half an inch, a couple inches.
I mean,
But,
depending how big he is, he might not even have to.
Yeah,
Just
I
lower
mean,
it down.
he doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks either. He does not care. You know, there's someone for everyone, E. This is proof. So she says, I have.
Well, here's the proof.
She's got to adapt to her normal life now. Like, outside world is not meant for half a person, trans or not.
See, wait a minute. When you say there's someone for everybody, here's the biggest question. So she's born a guy. Is there a dong or a dick? Because the thing is,
Well-
my thought would be is if she has a vagine, and I've been on this for a million. Like any girl with a vagine can find somebody. It's not the same for like if that's a dude. You know what I mean? Who a legit and. It's just not the same to me now. So, but it depends on if she.
No,
has
remember
a
the guy that was getting his head cut off? He was going to have the surgery with that magic glue
Oh, yeah.
and the really sharp blade.
Yeah, he had to cut it really
I
fast.
guess you're right.
Yeah,
he got
it had
girl.
to be really fast. He had to cut it really straight,
Yeah.
fast,
And-
and then you take that head and then you used what he called magic glue
Right.
to attach it to a new body.
But you could
He
almost-
found a smoking hot chick that he's been with for a while now, and he's not cutting his head off anymore.
But you can almost
Yeah.
say that's some level of internet fame in this day and age. You know, if he made it.
You
to
would
world
take her
news.
in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, I would. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was just saying. Never mind.
So, anyways, she says, I have my nice little shoes that I wear inside and out of the house so I don't hurt my hands. I think those will be gloves, right?
The shoes, yeah.
Yeah, they're not nice little shoes. They're nice little gloves. I think that's what she meant, yeah. She found it difficult to meet someone who could accept her. Get out. 6 years ago, Andrew entered her life. My first impression was, what am I getting myself into?
Holy shit! Look at her balancing up on the counter.
I
like
know,
that.
right?
Wow.
That is impressive as fucking reality.
If you didn't know that used to be a dude, you would go, okay, that's a woman.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
Right.
the arm strength to me is one of these things that you would just assume, like, oh yeah, girl or not, she had to build this up.
Is that a little foot I see tucked in the back?
I don't know.
Oh my
dude.
God! It's a wee little foot.
Yeah,
I think it's
maybe.
just tucked behind like a
Yeah.
broken wing.
Maybe.
Oh my God!
Broken wing.
Look at it.
Are you sure that's not just like she's tying her pants off?
I think it's a little socked foot.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sure
a
appears
nub,
to be.
if you will.
Oh man, you got a little nubbin.
Wow.
With a sock on it,
It's socked. It appears to
Yeah.
be socked.
socked up proper.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Bag it?
What's
Duct
that-
tape it
I think
off?
you use it as a kickstand. In this instance, you are perching yourself on the
Yeah.
edge of a goddamn counter.
But what if
Yeah.
she can't move it though? Like it could.
I
be-
bet she can. E. I bet.
don't
Wouldn't
you
you?
think she
Wouldn't you
would
go to a
use it,
doctor
though?
and say lop it? Just,
Immediately kickstand it. Look at that. It's got a use in this instance.
there's got to be a reason she doesn't use the kickstand
'cause
she
it
was
doesn't
provided.
move.
It's a foot.
Yeah, I think it is too. Oh,
So
man.
that suggests we've got some stuff going on between
Yeah.
the legs.
She really needs to fill up those bottles back there too. She's running low on Windex and dish soap, it appears.
You're right.
Well, not low, but the Windex is getting low.
No, they're all lower than half.
We're getting there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. Put it on the checklist for sometime next time you're
The,
going
honey,
out to
the honeydew.
Yeah, just make sure you stick it on the fridge so no one misses it.
The
You
idea
wanna
of
pick that up.
the idea, I love this nowadays. Like how we can all just zoom into things. I overanalyze so many people's photos. Like when
Yeah.
people send me a selfie or something, the first thing I fucking do is just start looking at backgrounds of things. I don't look at.
I
the
don't
fucking-
post a picture without looking in the background. See what's there. By the way, the hand soap far right is out. That is That's not on a honey-do list. That is today. Andrew, you need to go to the store. We're out of
that's
fucking
you're
hand soap.
pushing that thing, just hoping to get remnants. Like,
Yeah, it's going to
come on. You got to
Yeah.
fill it with a little water.
shake it. Yeah. And she needs to wash her hands more than anybody.
Look at that hand
You know,
holding her
those
up,
hands are
though.
feet, essentially.
That is some muscle, man.
Yeah, I bet she could
What's she
kick
weigh?
the shit out of you with those arms.
Jesus, height and weight. Bing it. By the way, it was Kanya Sesser
Kanye Sesser, yes.
from episode number 489. Mm-hmm. And she was a model / athlete, as we described her in the sample. And she was a legless underwear model.
Yes.
So-
That's what attracted us to her. Yeah. Legless underwear model. So Andrew admits he faces judgment a lot. She says, we're just like every normal couple. That's not a great way to start a sentence in this scenario, don't you think? Look at that. Poops. That's her mom before her mom died.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, we fight, we argue, we bicker. We always end up together and make it work because they communicate. She's got some titties. And those are fake. They got to be fake, right? Just be a dude. She's got fake titties. Look at the way she's balancing with that.
I know.
She's not utilizing her kickstand. Why is she using her arm in this
don't know.
pose? You're right, Jay. That doesn't make any sense. You've got a tail.
Well,
Use
she's
the
a lady.
nub.
She still wants
Have you
to
learned nothing from the ruse?
She's a girl. She still wants that pose, hand on hip, you know?
Yeah. Well, I
That's
think
when they
she
look
could,
the best. That's what they say.
she could do that pose if she just utilized her kangarooian tail.
You guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't move. You guys are just a.
I think it does move.
Why?
I don't know. We've seen nubs before.
What would
Wings.
Who should I listen to?
Remember
the
Fidget
girl
Arm?
who, or
Fidget
guy
Arm?
or whatever who's been like this his or her entire life, or you just sitting here staring at a picture,
I think,
image.
you know what? Someone just started tying that thing off before she knew what was up, and now she's just going through life. Mom used to just tie it off, so she's just continued to tie it off, and never even tried.
Well, you should get a hold of her. I can let her
Well,
know she's being
Suggest it. Hey, why don't you use that leg you got there?
I'd
that
call
little
it a
broken
kickstand.
wing.
What is it called? Like the broken wing? It looks like a chicken wing or a kickstand, if you will. She would know what I was talking
No,
about.
she would.
See if we can find it, me. So he says he doesn't care what people think. She's a very beautiful girl. She's sweet. She's nice, wonderful. She brightens up the day every day.
Cool.
And then,
Do that.
yeah, the happy couple says, despite her birth defect, their physical relationship is incredibly healthy. It's not a challenge. Me and Paya
Where
have
is
a
what going
wonderful sex life.
Other than
Wonderful. I see life as wonderful. And then this is the part that got me at the end where I was like, oh. Paya hopes to have life-changing surgery in the future to complete her transition from male to female,
Okay, so that means.
Wow.
which means there's a dong in there somewhere that so
We
so
want
is
to
Aunt-
talk about her ear at all or no?
huh?
Are we going to talk about her ear at all or no? Just let that lie.
I think we have to.
Look at the fucking ear, dude. This
The zygote
poor-
stage is so
it
important.
is.
It
This
doesn't get enough
poor
play.
lady guy. It's really, man, you think you're having a bad day.
That's a
This
great
poor
point.
person.
But you know what? She's almost like daring us to not talk about it. She's decided to pull the hair back around the
Pulled
ear.
the hair back.
You know what I mean? Like,
A lot can go wrong with ears, gentlemen.
I know.
boy, I wish I knew how important the zygote stage, zygote stage was all along. I mean, I'm learning it more
What
and
you have
more.
done differently.
No, nothing. But I just didn't. I would have given it props whenever I could.
Gotcha.
You know, I would have mentioned it more. Like, hey, don't discount the zygote stage.
Wow.
That ear is troubling you.
The ear in the wing.
She apparently got quite a following online too, regularly posting clips of herself performing music videos, songs by the likes of Mariah Carey and Beyonce. I've not seen these. Have you seen these? E? Do you have one of
I
them?
found that they are here. I have not
So it's
watched.
just people ripping on her, like, oh, look at this
don't know.
strange little being singing.
Oh, here's Beyonce.
Is that the attraction? 872,000 views.
I wonder if it's because of the talent
Right.
of the singing or
That's my question.
yeah,
Maybe we can look at the comments, I suppose.
briefly.
Este es el voltaje con Beyoncé.
See the wing?
It's a wig.
Pa' que creen la luz eléctrica. Pau, ¿oíste?
We have a bare wing at this
Llegó
point.
Walter el boricua, tú sabes.
Oh my
tú la
God.
tienes
Oh no.
Califa, Miami,
Oh no.
Puerto Rico, en Guay.
And it's a guy.
Usted está buena con Mike.
Dancing in a sensual manner, perching on one hand at a time. Oh my gosh.
And that is a wing, and that
Grinding?
way more dude-like than the other ones looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pre-titties.
Yeah, you're right.
That's pre-titties.
That is pretty talented, though.
Yeah, the balance on the one hand is amazing.
Oh, onto the wall.
Is there a butt there?
I'm trying to decide that too.
I'm probably going to do a too deep reference, Star Wars reference right now, but do you guys remember Sebulba, the pod racer guy in episode 1? He was a Doug, and he walked on his hands, and he used his legs as his hands. He used his arms as his feet and legs as his hands. So this is so reminding me. Sebulba. S-E-B-U-L.
Since you went there, because I was gonna let this go, but because I was gonna go deep in the woods in another direction. And if you saw The Walking Dead season 1, maybe even episode 1, there's a dead thing that's somehow been severed at the spine like this, and it's crawling on its face. And I think Rick shoots it in the face.
That's what you're seeing every time. You're being reminded of it.
Yeah.
I can't help but be reminded of Sebulba.
That might even be the actress that was in Walking Dead.
God. Yeah.
That's not sensual. Like, this is trying to be sexy and hot, I guess.
Well, that's one way to take it, you know?
I mean, it
you
is.
You could either just, wallow away.
Yep.
Or you could live life.
Yeah.
There's Sebulba. That's him, man. Her.
Yeah. Sure is.
Not saying she's a Doug, but wow.
Oh, boy, she's slamming that can up against the wall, kind of twerking the best we can, you know?
Ooh, comments are disabled for this video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, man. Can't you make a comment on there just going, hey, good for you.
I know.
I hope you're living life to the fullest. So many of us aren't. It's good to see you having fun. Do some of that wing. I don't think you're using it properly, but that's all I'm going to say. That's on you. That's not my call. It appears there's a use to that wing, but anyway, we should get some email.
Yeah, before I get to that, if you suffered a traumatic accident, injury, or birth defect, don't call the billboard or TV. Well, it's true, Mike. If you've suffered some sort of medical malpractice, you need a proven, experienced legal advocate who supports your interests from beginning to end. Your first call should be to Ogden Legal Triage. With one call, Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost to you with more than 20 years experience. Ogden takes the worry and legwork out of your search. Go to firstcalldetroit.com. Let Ogden Legal Triage save you time, money, and hassle. Besides, who better to help you find an attorney but an attorney? Ogden Legal Triage at firstcalldetroit.com.
So he says birth defects he can do something about?
Well, med-mal type stuff.
Oh, okay. So not like sacral agenesis?
If it's perhaps the fault of a medical provider.
What did he do? Like stick a blade in there and chop your kid in half?
I don't know what that
means.
means. But
well, that's what she has.
Okay.
Whatever she
Maybe
has.
there's a drug that a mother took. I don't know.
Wow. If there's a drug out there that will like cut your body in half, I'd like to see that. What do we got for email?
Jay writes in concerning the email segment or lack thereof.
Yeah,
it's my subject fault. Line. Fags. I was biting my tongue on this for the longest time, but poem number 1270 was the last straw that finally broke the dromedary's back. I can't begin to explain how annoying, rude, and disrespectful it is for Mike, the host of the Detroit Cast, to look at the clock near the end of the show and say shit like, well, I guess we ran long, so we'll do email tomorrow, or we only have 10 minutes left, so we won't do email today. What do you got to run? What do you have to run to the office or something? Pick up the kids from school? What do you have going on that you can't stick around for an extra 10 or so minutes and answer some fucking emails? Almost every day at my work, I have to stay late for 5-10 minutes, a couple hours, etc. It's what people do when there's still work that needs to be done. People like having their emails read. For some, it's their favorite part of the show. But we have a host who punishes the listeners by not having their voices heard because his time management skills are the drizzling shits. And then the email piles up and up and up. Most of them don't even get read at all. Some of them are time-sensitive, topical.
Very true.
So if they don't get read in a timely manner, they lose their relevance. But Mike doesn't care about that. He's got a batch of chicken wings to eat while he's jacking off on the couch bed to the glow of CNN. Stop that shit and read some goddamn emails. Regards, not even the warmest regards, Jay.
Well, maybe you'd get your way if they didn't all start the same with, hot, blob, and slob. Doesn't give me much. I could go without the shaming. You know what I mean? So consider your comments disabled.
So is that what you've done? You've disabled comments.
Disabled comments. I don't want to read the comments.
We'll do one more story. We'll get the email
crazy. Tomorrow. Yeah, plumb ran out of time for you to insult me. Comments disabled.
Eric writes in, Dear Podcast Heroes, enclosed is an image of what I believe to be a piece of the infamous fireman's ladder that Jay permanently borrowed from an active fire. Not certain if it's actually a piece or not, but it was in the right geographic area. And then he includes this pic. This looks to be a standard issue Werner ladder, does it not?
Absolutely.
This is
it
not
does.
You know
a
what, dude?
fireman's
If
quality
these
ladder.
are the people that I know they are, I had somebody about a week or so ago Snapchatting me a series of stories of them walking through the woods
No
in
shit.
somewhat of the literally telling
All
me
right,
this
10 Mile and Inkster?
He didn't tell me exactly where it was, but it was like him and another listener.
Oh, I
walking
can tell you
through the
exactly
woods.
where it is.
I can tell you exactly where
I know,
it is.
but I'm
yeah.
saying when he sent it to me, I don't remember what he said. but it
South
was-
of 10 Mile, west of Inkster, between the subs Old Farm Colony, where Deuce and I lived,
Yeah.
and the sub Bridal Hills.
If you see the Chinese Bible Church, just turn there.
Turn right at the Chinese Bible Church onto Glen Creek, and that will be the neighborhood in which
The
Deuce
only
and I
reason-
There is a fork. Do you take it? Did you go straight or did you turn left and around towards
Straight.
your house? Straight?
Yep.
Wow.
The only reason I reference
Interesting.
that is because in that image, he kind of just, I mean, dude, he could literally have just taken a ladder from his house. And like, so I wanted to say that I think there's some background that somebody spent some time walking around the woods looking for
Yeah,
a ladder.
That's awesome.
Would you know exactly where you guys put it?
I could point within 50 yards. You know, I could point out definitely a square.
I mean, because if
No question about it. I
Yeah,
know
no,
the
I-
house, and we took off right out
Yeah.
the backyard, over the fence, into the woods, into the Bridal Hills neighborhood.
sure.
I could absolutely spot
See, I would have thought the firemen would have,
Retrieved
collected their
said ladder.
Yeah. So if it's
Said
not, we
climbing
should
device.
go and see if it's still there.
Well, that's what this guy did, apparently.
I know, but you would know.
Eric, write in and tell me if that's where you were, 10 and Inkster.
Have we ever said disclosed like where? Like the vicinity?
If he's sitting there on Snapchat with E saying, "I'm in the vicinity,"
I mean, all of a sudden, I just started getting these videos, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on the hunt," and it was like
Yeah.
literally videos of him walking through the woods. And
We
I'm
got to
like,
send them to Europe. See if you can find your the other thing, the River Tame or whatever.
Oh, the pendulum.
Yeah, the pendulum.
And the
'Cause
River
that's
Cam.
The River Cam, yeah, that's still there. They didn't retrieve that as far as
I
we
can
know,
tell you within 20 feet where that thing is.
because that went straight down.
Yes.
it's not moved. Yeah,
Yes, hundreds of years old.
dude. If anyone's going to Europe this summer,
Yeah, let me know if you're going to Cambridge. Anybody in the Cambridge area, let me know, and
Yeah.
I will honestly point it out, and you can retrieve a fucking several hundred-year-old pendulum
sure.
that you can then sell in the black market or keep.
I would
Whatever
say
you wanna
keep.
do.
It's probably pretty heavy.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're going to travel with it, but
Spirit might charge you more.
sure.
Matt writes in, can you spare a square? Now, this goes back to that disgusting toilet paper discussion, bidet discussion a few
Sure.
weeks back. Gentlemen, your question about just how many toilet paper squares does one use piqued my interest, piqued with a Q.
Sure.
After extensive research, which consisted of counting the squares I had rolled off into my hand numerous times, revealed that I am using anywhere between 16 to 20 squares. Let it be noted, however, that when I wipe with these 16 to 20 squares, I then fold the handful of squares over on itself and then wipe again. Whether or not I need a second set or maybe a third set of 16 to 20 squares is all dependent on my diet and overall health at the time of my void. Thank you for your time and consideration. E, please proceed to eat a 30-gallon bag full of pencil-thin dicks. We haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah,
the
no.
bag of dicks.
Yeah, we need to bring that back.
You know, I don't know how many squares I use, but I'm sure I'm habitually just grabbing the same amount. And I
Yeah,
bet
probably.
you'd be amazed. Because I thought about this the other day, drying myself in the shower. I thought, I do this totally on autopilot, but
Yeah.
I think I do it exactly the same every time.
I promise you, I do it exactly the same.
without a thought.
Guarantee- Yeah, no. But see, those of us without gallbladders, our routines have been,
Yeah.
they've been upended. So, it's anyone's guess what's being used now. But the fold over is an interesting one. You fold that son of a bitch over before the initial, right? No one goes in
Well-
just like one ply or two ply,
Right, the thing has to be full. Yeah,
like numerous. I might be a triple folder,
maybe I haven't. See, you have to like go through the process and experience
Yeah.
it and pay attention to it because I can't tell you. Everything's just done
Yeah.
so automatically.
Take a video, and we'll do that for like a week. We'll take a video of you every day for a week, and we'll see if we can pick out any inconsistencies in your routine.
I guarantee it's the same. And I
Yeah.
honestly, just the other day in the shower, I thought, I wonder if this is the same fucking. And then the next day, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm going through the same exact motion, the same exact sequence.
I'm going to go a step further. I bet you could say that about how you Q-tip your ears and how you brush your teeth as well.
Brushing, yeah, you're right. You
I bet it's
probably hit the same
exact
and you
routine.
can't describe it if forced, but you just go.
You
at
just
it.
do.
It's weird.
I bet your deodorant is applied the exact same way every day.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, we probably do 12 or 14 different things the same exact way every day. Bone Job writes in, hey, fags, I've been campaigning for some time now to only use the ba part of bye-bye.
Yep.
I don't know how this came up, but somebody grieved maybe. I think the bye-bye. Why is the ba there?
Yeah.
Bone
Okay,
Job suggests
bye-bye.
we keep the ba and not the bye.
Well, it's a smart alecky version. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, he says keep it. I typically throw a okay prior, he says. I use this in professional and personal use.
Yeah.
I would like to invite you to join me as it saves time. K-ba. No.
Then you have
No.
to explain that, and no one knows.
K-ba. K-ba.
No.
Do you
No.
wave with it?
No, we're not even. Don't even give this any. Don't breathe life into this at all. No.
K-ba.
K-ba. No.
All right, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Perfect. All right,
K,
let's.
ba.
K-ba, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, May 18th, Hamlin Pub. We'll give you more details as it gets closer. Jenny Fiterovich, our Russian friend, will be out there with us. So come out and hang with her. She's a blast. You want to do that, and all of us. We'll give you more details and info as we get closer. But thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.